Hello everyone, it's Letitia with Barefoot Gardening. I hope that everyone is doing well. I am just wanting to share with you all some very inexpensive ways to fertilize your garden plants, whether they're flowers or veggies that you're growing. I tend to vegetable garden a little bit more this year. I'm going to get into kind of mixing veggies with flowers. It's new to me, but I'm ready to try it. So yeah, I wanted to share with you kind of some things that I have. On my Facebook page, I originally did a video pertaining to these materials, and I called it the Barefoot Cupboard, the Barefoot Gardening Cupboard. Just typical things that you should have at all times. And they're very inexpensive for the most part. Most of this stuff is just recycling. Y'all know how I feel about recycling things that we use every day, trash that we throw away, things that we typically don't think of. We just toss in the trash and don't realize that we can actually use it in the garden. So I'm gonna go through a few things and show you what I got, okay? And so I think these are just the basic things, especially for beginner gardeners. I'm a beginner gardener, and I found that these things are very inexpensive at the stores. Most of the stuff, when you buy it, you eat it, you throw it away in the trash, okay? And the only thing that may be, or that is, okay, a little bit more, but typically doesn't cost more than if you go to the store to buy a pack of paper towel, you know, or two of the name brand paper towels, you know, is the organic fertilizer that you see here in the green. I will get to that in just a second. Okay, let's get started. So the first thing is baking soda. Baking soda can be used pretty much for everything in the garden. You can put it in your planting hole as a fertilizer, but mostly people use it to help control fungal diseases. I am still learning about fungal diseases, but like things like leaf spot, you know, just kind of using it as a foliar spray. So putting maybe a tablespoon of baking soda in a gallon of water and spraying it on your plants. And so that can help with some of the typical diseases that pop up, specifically with tomato plants, pepper plants, any plant really. But those are the things I keep seeing as I'm studying and researching that people are using baking soda for. It also, apparently, it may sweeten potatoes. I mean, not potatoes, tomatoes. Tomatoes, okay? It may sweeten tomatoes. I've never tried that before again. But I am willing to do that this season. So baking soda is real inexpensive. I mean, like 50 cents is the cheapest I've ever found it at the store, if not $1. Most people have it in their refrigerator anyway. You know, it's very inexpensive to buy. The second thing is the Epsom salt. I did use Epsom salt, and everything that I planted in the last spring, I used Epsom salt in every plant hole. So I don't when I fertilize, I don't cast fertilizer all over the garden bed, because typically you don't plant in every single inch of the garden bed. I only put fertilizers in the planting hole, wherever I'm going to plant the plant, okay? So that's just a tip. Maybe it'll save you some money, definitely save you over the long term. But Epsom salt is magnesium sulfate, which helps plants convert sunlight into food. And so, you know, you kind of help them with that as you fertilize initially when you transplant your plants into the garden, or if you're planting seeds, maybe even giving it a little dressing on top, you know, just sprinkling some on top and then mixing it in with your fingers once the true leaves start to come out. It's pretty good. I can attest to this. My foliage was very green. My plants were very green. The leaves were very green. And I just felt like it was just, and I probably did it maybe once or twice after I initially fertilized with Epsom salt. You may not even have to do it that much, but you can also put it in, you know, 1 to 2 teaspoons or tablespoons into a gallon of water and water with your cucumbers, your tomatoes, your peppers as well with that. So pretty inexpensive Epsom salt. Have some in your gardening cupboard for the spring. Another thing is that I don't have here is dish soap. Okay, let me go run and get it real quick. Okay, I typically buy, whatever's on sale, but dish soap is great for pesticide, insecticide, whatever you want to call it, in the garden. So if you have aphids, if you have squash bugs, any pest really, picking those suckers off and just putting them in, a bowl full of water and soap will kill them. Also adding this to any spray that you want to spray on your leaves for insects is great as well. Apple cider vinegar, I don't have that out here. That's great as well, okay? I'm learning so much, but these things are typically really, really inexpensive. Just a little bit will do. Just a little bit will do. Banana peels, eggshells, you will hear this all over YouTube, right? I mean, you throw this stuff in the trash anyway, okay? And so I'm just really embracing this concept of reusing everything that you possibly can and understanding how this is organic matter. I don't really have to purchase all these different fertilizers that are out there, because that's exactly what I did the first year. So I'm just like, I hope I can share with someone. You don't have to do that. You can use stuff that you typically are going to throw away anyway. So eggshells are really great. Just grind them up. You can even blend them in the blender and get them really, really fine and use them for plants that have calcium deficiencies. Like the leaves start to turn really yellow, and typically your melons and things like that will do it. It blows my mind, the simple things. Crushing these up and putting them around the base of your plant can prevent slugs from eating your plants, because they don't like to crawl over stuff that is very, very sharp. So slugs, snails, amazing. Banana peels. You can cut this banana peel up, put it in a liter of water and leave it for a week, and then you have potassium fertilizer for your plants. And it's just amazing. You can create fertilizers at home by yourself. Coffee grounds. Shout out to my mother-in-law. She collected these for me. The coffee filters and all are in there, okay? And so they're all great in the compost, but a great fertilizer, slow release fertilizer, because it takes time to break down, but it's great for adding nitrogen, I do believe. Somebody correct me if that's wrong, but I do believe it's nitrogen into your soil. And again, I have a video called toilet paper rolls, I think, in my compost. And I save these suckers. Tear them up and just so I can have more room in these little cans that I keep them in. But I compost those as well. I have some worms that I'm trying to keep around the garden. I don't necessarily have a worm bin, but I'm trying to keep them around. And so I put this stuff in there all the time. They love it. They love it. The fertilizer, if you're going to purchase a fertilizer, I would recommend just keeping it simple. Eco Scraps is an organic fertilizer, apparently all-purpose plant food. And someone that I love to follow on YouTube, his name is Gary from the Rusted Garden. Rusted Garden. He just moved into a 1800s farmhouse, and it's gorgeous. But he always talks about, just if you're going to get a fertilizer, just get something that is probably equal amounts or close to it, like a 5-5-5 fertilizer, okay? And you see the 5-5-5 on the bottom there, okay? And the 5-5-5 are the numbers, are the percentages that are in the fertilizer of nitrogen, potassium, and phosphorus. Correct? Y'all, phosphate, okay? So, you can easily, Yeah, nitrogen, potassium, phosphate, or potassium or potash, yeah. Potassium, potash is the same thing, but sort of. But anyway, he you know, is an avid believer about just keeping fertilizers around a 555 if you're going to have those. Don't go out and buy all these crazy fertilizers thinking that it's really going to help you. You can end up burning some of your plants, the roots of the plants, and they die. It's just all crazy. So if you are the type of person that want to kind of keep it simple, and you know, if you have to buy fertilizer to kind of spruce things up in your garden, that's okay. But just keep it real simple. Keep it everything around a 555 and you will be good. This is just stuff that I've learned, you all. I can even use the cardboard here as mulch, okay, in the garden. I can sprinkle it around, tear it up a little bit more finer, but I can, even like that is fine, but water it down after I spray, or after I spread it out, so it won't fly around the garden. But yeah, I'm just excited. I'm excited about gardening, and that it really we can make things simple. It isn't easy to garden, but I mean, there's all kinds of things going on. You have successes and failures, but it can be simple and it can be enjoyable. You can have joy and peace in your garden. I mean, all of that. At the end of the day, if we just keep things simple. I love that there is evolution in the world. I love that people come up with ideas and on how to grow food, different ways you can grow food. It's all good. It's all good, but sometimes all that stuff gets overwhelming, especially for us beginner gardeners. So I hope that I didn't confuse you too much. I hope that you did glean something from the video today. Any comments below, please do so. Comment, let me know what you use Epsom salt for, what you use baking soda for, any websites or YouTube channels. I welcome, because I'm still learning. So if you want to post those, and let me know, you know, who out there is talking about the same stuff I'm talking about. I mean, there's videos everywhere, but you know, any other tips for gardening that you have, please comment below. Thank you for watching, and I love y'all. Bye.